Arizona Game and Fish Department is responsible for more than 800 species. That's a lot of wildlife to conserve and protect. It takes an army of dedicated biologists and volunteers, plus one photographer who does an amazing job documenting their work. If you've ever marveled at the images on the Game and Fish website, its social media, or in the agency's Arizona Wildlife Views magazine, you know the work of George Andrejko.
My name is George Andrejko, and I am the Arizona Game and Fish Department photographer.
It's a dream job he's had since 1989.
Somebody has to do it. I guess I'll have to go do it again. All the reintroductions, black-footed ferret, the wolf, California condor, Apache and Gila trout, Chiricahua leopard frog. You know, I was around when it all hit the ground.
George has photographed 3 decades of historic wildlife relocations and recovery efforts. Along the way, he's captured many unforgettable and iconic images, like this one from 1998 at the very first release of endangered Mexican wolves.
It was during film days.
It's a shot that almost didn't happen.
And that ended up being my number 36 on the roll of 36, which is usually the one that they destroy in processing. Is it too low, or do you need a little higher?
I can't find
George enjoys photographing all wildlife, but he's especially fond of birds.
That's true. You see the intricacies of their colorations, of their patterns, of their sizes. There's always a new shot or a better pose. I hear a whole lot of birds.
He leads photography workshops at birding festivals across the state.
It's nice to give back and help people get better, or sometimes we get photographers who are better photographers than I am. It's art that and a passion that you just keep working at. And the more you handle a camera, like anything else, the more you see through your lens, the better you get.
In wildlife photography, George says you have to be prepared. You have to be patient, but above all else, you have to get outdoors.
Being there is the biggest part. If you're not there, you're missing out. You know, you have to be out there, you have to be prepared.
When driving the back roads of Arizona, George's camera is usually riding shotgun.
The trick is to keep it on the seat and not bouncing all over the place.
It's always at the ready, just in case.
I usually have it turned on and ready to go, just for those instances where wildlife is right there and you might be able to get a couple quick shots. And some of my best deer shots, or some good deer shots, were shot from a vehicle quickly, 1 or 2 shots, and then gone. The opportunity can flee really quick too.
While a vehicle can be an effective blind for photographing wildlife, it's not always possible to get the shot you want from the cab of a truck.
I mean, there's various techniques for approaching wildlife closer. Certainly one of them is the lost keys, and that's simply not approaching wildlife straight on, but zigzagging your way like you're looking at the ground for keys. They look up and they see you, but you're not approaching them dead straight on. That's one of the quickest ways to get wildlife to run away, is to make a beeline straight at it. And one simple way to pursue wildlife is just to use your tree as a hide. Another way is that I never get to use very much, and that is my ghillie suit. This doesn't work well in the heat. Anything that will disguise you. I mean, there's hunting blinds that are made out there now that pop up and are just wonderful, have doors and windows. Deer, elk, a lot of times will be waiting all day to be able to go down and get water. a challenge. It's enjoyable. It's being out in the wild, with the wild, capturing them, hopefully without them even knowing that you're there.
George has captured some amazing images, but he's still in search of that perfect picture.
There's always new shots to get and better shots to make. You know, you get elk sparring or bighorn sheep butting heads. To get those great shots, you have to shoot a lot of okay shots.
And when people see his photos online or in Arizona Wildlife Views, he hopes they see more than just a pretty picture.
Well, I hope they see and feel the same thing I do when I took them. Maybe more appreciation of the wildlife. Hopefully that picture will draw you in to want to read more, to learn more, maybe give them an interest or a drive to help us conserve and protect the wildlife. Be a part of having it around for the future generations.